9 News Plus weather, sponsored by Carrier Colorado. The future of home comfort is here.
Thanks so much for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi. We do have the potential for up to 20 inches of snow in the mountains and up to maybe even 6-7 inches of snow here in the Denver metro area. Majority of that snow will be overnight tonight and into early tomorrow morning. I think the majority of the snow, though, will fall before dawn here on your Tuesday morning. I think that commute tomorrow is going to be a mess. Let's start things off by taking a look outside right now, where we do have already some of that cloud cover in the metro area. We'll see some peaks of sun throughout the day, but I think the majority of the day will end up with more clouds than sun here in the metro area. Again, today looks okay. It's late tonight and early tomorrow we'll see the action develop for us here across the metro area, but in the mountains, that snow already underway in a few places. That snow will continue to fill on in as we get later on through today. Red flag warning to our south in southern Colorado. I'll show you that here in just a second. Calm for the day today along the Front Range in eastern Colorado. Snow late tonight, and it's a snowy morning commute for our day tomorrow. So here's a look at those winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings. The winter weather advisory that covers most of the metro area for about 2 to 5 inches of snow for us in most of the metro area. North of the city, though, that's where we could be looking at maybe some totals as high as 7-8 inches locally up by Fort Collins and Boulder. Those could be the areas that end up with the highest totals from this particular storm system. And those reds, that up by Rocky Mountain National Park, as well as the Flat Tops, the Elkhead and Park Mountains, that's where in some cases we could be looking at some of those totals closer, or I should say more along the orders here of maybe in some cases 20 inches worth of snow, but a widespread 5 to 10 inches plus. HD Doppler radar showing a little bit of cloud cover for us out there. We have had some flakes in far northern Colorado up by Rocky Mountain National Park, but the main storm system still off to our north and our west, and that will dive through later on tonight, and with it a very sharp cold front arrives later on tonight and early tomorrow afternoon. That will bring with it some of that snow, and we'll see a good punch of snow early tomorrow morning, probably before dawn. I think between about midnight and 4 and 5 a.m. is when we get a good chunk of snow. Probably the majority of the snow will fall in a short 2 to 3 hour time window early tomorrow morning. So it's with the front that we'll see the majority of our snow. The actual parent storm system is far away from us. So long story short, we're going to be pretty reliant on this actual front to give us a lot of the snowfall that we receive from this particular storm system. And then by tomorrow, it will be snowing the majority tomorrow morning, but this snow will be pretty much done accumulating by about 6, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Then by about 9, 10 a.m. we'll have some of those flakes around, but it won't really be sticking all that much. And I think we're, as a result, could be looking at a lot of school delays and overall delays, but the majority of the day tomorrow should be fairly snow-free. Just a few flakes out there, but the accumulating snow should be done by mid to late morning tomorrow. So in terms of a closer look in here, again, by early tomorrow morning, by about midnight, 1 a.m., the snow begins in the Front Range for the immediate metro area. The heaviest will come between about 2 and 5 a.m. That's my guess, maybe about 1 and 5 a.m. Somewhere in there along with the front is when we'll see that heaviest snow move its way in our direction. And by early tomorrow morning, that snow will be, the majority of the snow will wake up to it tomorrow morning. So again, in terms of what to expect, by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, most of us do 5, 6, 7 a.m. tomorrow, the majority of the snow will be already done, but it will still be snowing, and perhaps heavily, especially in the front end of that time window. So 6, 7 a.m. still going to be snowing pretty hard. Number two is there's going to be a fair bit of snow out there. So just keep in mind that travel tomorrow, it's going to be slippery and it's going to be pretty nasty for that morning commute. That morning commute, to me, it looks like a total mess. I think it's going to be really, really nasty. I think if you have the option to work from home, or you have something optional, I don't know, you have something you can move tomorrow morning, especially before about 11 a.m., move it. Please don't drive or avoid the roads tomorrow morning, because it, again, is not going to be fun out there. And I think there's going to be some pretty significant delays at DIA as a result of this as well. Snow for us in the mountains, that's where we're going to end up with some totals. I'm telling you, somebody's going to come in with 20, 25 inches from the storm system in the mountains. It's a good 24 hours worth of snow later on today through tonight and early tomorrow. And along the Front Range, only a little bit of snow for us, but we do get most of it before dawn tomorrow. So closer look in here at the metro area and what we can expect. About 2 to 4 inches for us. Downtown seems about right, maybe 2 to 5, depending on some of the banding. Out east a little bit, you get east of 225, maybe a little less than that, maybe about 1 to 4, 2 to 4 inches worth of snowfall. South of I-70, about a widespread 2 to 5 inches seems about right to me. A few areas in Douglas County and the Palmer Divide, maybe a little less than that, just you're a little further away from the main band. And then north of town, 3 to 6 inches, fairly widespread, including Boulder, Golden, as well as Loveland, Berthoud, as well as north and to Fort Collins. And the mountains, 10 to 20 inches, pretty widespread for us up that way. Hey, right now, 53 for us here in Denver, so it feels pretty nice outside. Springfield at 56, and in the mountains, 20s and 30s, where you're starting to see some of that snow already move its way on through. Increasing clouds for us this afternoon. Temperatures rise up into the low to mid 50s for us, and those highs again, we'll be topping out in the mid-50s, 50s, 60s, pretty widespread, 30s and 40s for us into the high terrain. Red flag warning for southern Colorado, including Colorado Springs, Pueblo, and Walsenburg, and that goes until 5 o'clock this afternoon. Some wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour. Very dry out there as well. So tonight, temperatures drop down quickly into the upper teens. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, it will probably be in the low 20s or upper teens. Cloudy skies and that snow developing after midnight, as mentioned, the worst of it between about 1 and 5 a.m. Somewhere in that before dawn time window will be the worst of the snow. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, it will still be snowing pretty heavily, but it'll start to be winding down. 2 to 5 inches of snow for a day tomorrow. High temperature just 23 degrees, and it'll be windy at times for us as well. Good news is once we get rid of that system, it's pretty nice for the rest of the week. We do have a chance for some rain or snow showers Friday, but it doesn't look all that significant. And then this weekend does look like those temperatures get back into the 40s and 50s. But again, our main takeaway for the storm system tomorrow, don't pay attention to the exact totals. The big thing to take away will be a snowy mess for that morning commute. Again, that doesn't really matter if you're talking about 2 inches versus 4 inches. The impacts will still be there. That morning commute tomorrow looks like a mess of things. So please, again, if you have options to stay inside, or again, if you have the luxury, if you have the flexibility to work remote tomorrow, do it. Please don't travel. You got something like a grocery store run or something optional, get that done today. It's nice today. You're fine today to do it. Even tonight, you're fine. It's just really tomorrow morning before about 11 a.m. that things are going to be really nasty on the roads. And I do think we're going to have a lot of school delays and perhaps some cancellations. Kids, do your homework. Just get that homework done. Don't say that we'll have cancellations. You get my point here. And I think we're going to be mostly looking at delays tomorrow, because most of the day tomorrow is going to be, I think, pretty okay after about 11 a.m. We may even see some peaks of sunshine tomorrow afternoon. But again, it's going to be a snowy mess tomorrow morning. That is going to be the absolute takeaway for me. No doubt about that. So please make sure that you are planning around the fact that tomorrow morning's commute will be a total mess. Meteorologist Keely Chalmers will hopefully put that a bit more softly. She's right over there, and she'll have a bit more coming up at 9 News at noon. Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin's in at 4 and 5. Then meteorologist Lauren Robinson's in at 6, 9, 10 tonight. On the 9 News Family Networks, I'll be with you tomorrow morning as well, tracking this for you. So again, I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Thanks so much for joining us here on 9 News Plus. Stay safe out there and make sure that you're planning around that 2 to 5 inches of snow during and before that morning commute tomorrow.